People often say that Rome fell. They point to a year, an invasion, a burning city, or the name of the last emperor. But history rarely works like that. Rome did not disappear. It did not simply end. In many ways, Rome never really left. It changed its shape, its language, its borders, and its symbols. But its systems survived, and systems last longer than flags. Rome was not powerful because of its armies alone. Many empires had armies. Rome was powerful because it built habits. Habits of law, habits of administration, habits of obedience and order. Once those habits spread, they became difficult to erase. When Rome was young, it focused less on glory and more on structure. It built roads before palaces, records before monuments, rules before luxury. These choices mattered. They created a system that could survive weak leaders, civil wars, and even collapse itself. Rome understood something early. Power is not just about force. It is about organization. An organized society can recover from defeat. A disorganized one cannot survive victory. This is why Rome expanded so effectively. It did not just conquer land, it absorbed systems. It standardized weights, measures, laws, and taxes. It made life predictable, and predictability creates loyalty. When Rome conquered a region, daily life often became more stable, not less. Roads connected markets. Laws replaced local chaos. Taxes were heavy but consistent. People learned how the system worked. And once people understand a system, they adapt to it. This is how Rome rooted itself deep into society. When the Western Roman Empire officially collapsed, many expected everything to fall apart. But daily life continued. Farmers still farmed. Merchants still traded. Courts still settled disputes. Taxes were still collected. The faces in charge changed, but the structure underneath remained Roman. New rulers did not destroy Roman systems. They copied them. Why would they do that? Because those systems worked. Roman law became one of Rome's greatest survivors. Concepts like contracts, property ownership, legal responsibility, citizenship, and courts did not vanish with emperors. They became the foundation of European legal systems. Even today, when you sign a contract or go to court, you are using Roman logic. Rome also shaped how governments think. The idea of bureaucracy, layered authority, record-keeping, and centralized administration comes directly from Rome. Modern states still divide power into departments, offices, and regions. That idea is Roman. Even the word state reflects Roman thinking. Rome's influence did not stop at politics. It reshaped religion. When Christianity became the official faith of the empire, the church adopted Roman administrative borders. Dioceses followed Roman administrative borders. Bishops replaced officials. Latin became the language of authority and law. When the empire fell, the church remained. Rome's political body died. Its spiritual body lived on. This allowed Roman influence to survive the chaos of the Middle Ages. Kings rose and fell, but the church preserved records, laws, calendars, and education. Through religion, Rome quietly trained Europe for centuries. Rome also never left our sense of legitimacy. Later rulers did not claim to destroy Rome, they claimed to inherit it. The Holy Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, even distant rulers borrowed Roman titles and symbols. Eagles, columns, marble buildings, grand arches. These were not decorations, they were messages. They said, this power is permanent. Rome taught the world that authority needs symbols. Power must look timeless, even when it is fragile. Modern governments still build monuments, hold ceremonies, and use rituals to project stability. This is Roman psychology. Even modern cities are Roman at heart. Grids, roads, public buildings, and administrative centers all follow Roman patterns. The idea that infrastructure is a tool of power comes from Rome. Roads were not just for trade, they were for control. Rome also shaped how we think about citizenship. Who belongs? Who pays taxes? Who serves the state? Who receives protection? Rome refined the idea that being part of a system comes with both rights and obligations. That idea never disappeared. It evolved into modern citizenship. Rome's financial thinking also survived. Taxation systems, public spending, census records, and debt management were practiced at scale by Rome. The idea that a central authority can fund armies, welfare, and infrastructure through organized taxation became normal because Rome made it normal. Modern governments still operate this way. Even the calendar you live by is Roman. Months, Fiscal years, legal years, administrative cycles. These were standardized to manage a vast empire. We still live inside Roman time. Rome also taught the world something darker. Systems can outlive morality. Bureaucracy can continue even when purpose fades. Order can exist without justice. Rome's later years showed how systems survive long after meaning declines. This lesson was learned by future empires, and repeated. When modern empires rose, they followed Roman blueprints: centralization, standing armies, bureaucracy, infrastructure, law. Rome became the silent teacher of power. Even when people rejected empire, they kept Roman tools. That is the real reason Rome never really left. It lives in how power organizes itself, in how laws persist after rulers die, in how systems survive collapse, in how structure outlasts belief. Rome did not survive because it was loved. It survived because it was remembered. Empires fall when leaders fail. Civilizations fall when systems fail. Rome's systems were too deeply embedded to disappear. So Rome remains, not as an empire, not as a city, but as a method. And as long as humans organize power, Rome will still be there. Quietly, endlessly.